The wait is over. Welcome to the Enduro World Series 2019. And just like that, then the off-season is over. It is gone, forget about it, let's all move on. Instead, let's focus on the dramatic surroundings of Rotorua on New Zealand's North Island to kick the new season into life. And what a season we have in store for you. We've got returning classics, brand new venues, new teams, new riders, the Queen Stage and the Trophy of Nations to finish the year. But enough talk, you have waited long enough. This is the Enduro World Series 2019 and the hunt for the title starts right here. The debt collector had been an unpredictable dust bowl all throughout practice, and it was open for business and in no mood for taking any prisoners.
First race stage of the year is freaking hard.
First stage of the season and yeah, it woke everything up.
Good to get the first one in the bag and pretty clean, so just want to keep it like that all day. Enough crashing last year, this year's about staying on.
But got through clean, so the shoes are still full of dusty loam.
More tiring than I thought it was going to be, which means the next two are going to hurt.
Yeah, I really wanted to start with a clean stage, and that's what I did, so I'm happy. We're on to the next one.
And with that then, the nerves were put to one side and stage 1 of 2019 was in the books. World number 2 years in a row, Isabeau Courdurier seemed relieved to get the first test out of the way and took the stage win ahead of former downhill world champ Morgan Schauer. Martin Maes proved that his 2018 habit of starting slowly was a thing of the past. His 2019 campaign began with a win. So where else are we off to in 2019 then? Well, almost before the champagne corks have hit the floor here at the end of racing on Sunday, we will be straight on a plane to round 2 in Tasmania. After that, we have a trio of European events in Madeira, Italy and France, and then it's across the Atlantic to one of the biggest parties in mountain biking, Crankworx Whistler, before we then go to California. Finishing things off this year will be the brand new venue of Zermatt in Switzerland. Rotorua then, an absolute EWS classic, and this year's event looks set to be tougher than ever. Here's why. The opening stage of 2019 was set to be Skyline Bike Park's dry and dusty deck collector. The riders would then be shuttled over to the Redwoods for stage 2, which is a Rotorua classic, Tumeki. The third stage was the longest of the weekend at 3.4 kilometres in length and featured back in 2017. Stage 4, Courdurier, was the first ever EWS Queen stage and would carry with it the chance to claim some overall points before it was back into the shuttles and over to Skyline. The final stage was a flat-out charge back down towards the Crankworx Rotorua village. Now, before the teams had even boarded their flights, there had already been drama in 2019. The reigning back-to-back EWS champ Cecile Ravenel had a horrible crash training at home and has damaged several vertebrae. And in the elite men's race, Sam Hill, our back-to-back world champ, is back once again. So who are those riders then that are going to be tasked with stopping him? Well, Martin Maes had a fantastic end of 2018, but the start of 2017, Adrian Day is back in action at this round, and you can bet that that time off the bike last year has made him quite keen to notch a few more wins onto his tally. And in the elite women's category, who is going to take Cecile's crown? Well, Isabeau Courdurier would certainly be the bookies' favourite, but you can bet that Katie Winton and Noga Karem will have something to say about that. Now, a little earlier I mentioned that this season we're going to finish things off slightly differently with a brand new event, the Trophy of Nations. What is that, I hear you cry? Well, it is going to be a new concept for the sport of enduro racing. At the end of the regular season, national teams of top 3 riders will be thrust together and forced to race the absolute spiritual home of the EWS, Finale Ligure. Let's get back to the action on stage 2. Temeki was stage 2 and featured some extra glossy routes amidst the redwoods.
Nice dirt conditions in Rotorua. This place is awesome, man. They have some of the best trails in the world, and today we have the best conditions for racing, so I'm so stoked.
Hard, but pretty hard. You push every time on the top and the bottom. It's super hard for hard.
Not too good. Come around railing a big right and yeah, couldn't hang on to it.
Probably not as steep as in the UK, but the loam after the rain was sick. Really good.
Stage 2 was quite hard. Yeah, it's super slippery right now, so we got to be very careful.
A little bit loose, but just got to keep chomping away. I like a little bit of looseness, it's good fun.
Martin Maes made it 2 from 2 on stage 2 to extend his overall lead to 9 seconds, whilst local rider Keegan Wright was second on the stage and up into second in the overall. The defending champ Sam Hill had a costly crash and appeared to be out of sorts. Courdurier still led in the elite women's, but Ibis's Bex Barona had leapfrogged Shar into second place on the road. The third stage was Te Tihi Otawa, a local classic, and at 3.4 kilometres in length was one of the toughest tests of the day.
Fun, but pretty physical. It's kind of muddy in the woods there, and then you go out to the open, it's like dusty and so different.
I felt like I was not in the right flow, so I made a few mistakes.
I really put myself into the hurt box. You're constantly pumping, pushing, pedaling.
Yeah, I feel good. It's quite technical, these stages, and it's easy to do some mistakes, but I feel great. I love the ride here.
A few locals down there cheering me on, but yeah, trying not to let it get me too stoked and just trying to stay within myself.
Just too hard for me.
The elbow.
Yeah, when something is too hard, I just crush.
I'm pretty stoked about the day it goes so far. Still a beast of a stage. Stage 4 is extremely important. It's kind of the power stage, so you get more points if you win it.
Shar was now on a charge and won her first stage of the year. Courdurier was back in 7th, which resulted in her surrendering the overall lead to her compatriot, whilst Bex Barona was in 2nd. The battle for the men's overall was crystallising. The local boy was locked in conflict with the man who had finished 2018 on that searing high. Maes won his third stage to keep the Kiwi 12 seconds at bay. Another Kiwi, Cole Lucas, was up 3 spots into 4th behind Florian Nicolai. Now the next stage is the toughest of the weekend, and in 2019 we've decided that deserves a little extra recognition. Called the Queen Stage, there will be extra overall points up for grabs for those fast enough to tame it. Courdurier featured a brutal 1-2 punch of steep drops and brutal routes.
That was good. Yeah. Just turned it back a notch and stayed on, so stoked.
Fair bit more technical, a bit less blown out, but it's good to see the crowd getting up there now, really making you push that a little bit more, which is sick.
Pretty physical at the top, and then you get in the steep section very tired, so it's hard to keep a good lines.
So no regrets. I really pushed as hard as I could. It was quite tricky, slippery everywhere, roots everywhere.
When off camber, then wheels come out, like these ruts just form, and that's when like getting sucked down, you lose your speed, and yeah, I don't really like off camber. But.
Courdurier put 3 seconds into the chasing pack, which regained her the lead along with those extra points. Martin Maes won again on 4 ahead of Wright. His lead was now 20 seconds. Jesse Melamed went on a charge. Third on the stage moved him up no fewer than 9 places into 5th in the overall. The 5th stage was a downhill track plunge back down to the Crankworks Rotorua finish arena and represented the last opportunity for the riders to make their moves.
Really positive, but also really negative. And I think I was lying 3rd after stage 3rd, and then I had a component that fell in my bike, and I could basically not pedal for the whole stage 4.
Wow, Keegan riders have announced again. On course now, Maes, what's he going to do? Maes in the 1st place by 24 seconds.
Isabeau Courdurier won the final stage, which would secure her the win. Bex Barona followed her home on the stage, but Morgan Schauer finished fourth to hold on to second. The top 8 women ended up being one of the most tightly contested races that the series has ever produced. Keegan Wright had a long sit in the hot seat at the bottom of the stage, but one thing we learnt in 2018 was that Martin Maes is often at his very best towards the end of the day. The Belgian would duly become only the second ever elite male to complete a clean sweep of the stages. Florian Nicolai picked up where he left off last time with a superb third place. Cole Lucas was 5th behind Jesse Melamed, whose aggressive riding towards the end of the day was duly rewarded with 4th. Bex, EWS podium. That's not a bad way to start the year, is it?
It's mad, yeah, it's crazy. And I felt just smooth all day. I didn't feel fast, but I think that must have been key. I'm just buzzing. It was my goal this season to get on the podium, so I'll retire now, I'm done.
You finished last year really, really strongly.
Yeah.
Is it good to start this year that strongly again?
Yeah, I'm really happy to finish the same place of my plate. It's really good. I'm really happy to beginning the season like that. And I'm really motivated for the next weekend in Tasmania.
What's changed in the off-season for you?
I don't really know. I haven't been riding so much this season. I was working quite a lot, but I think the new bike really suits me and I love it. I feel good on it.
It was real weird today. I felt like I was wasn't racing. I just felt like I was out riding my bike and yeah, like whenever I had to sprint and stuff, my legs kind of felt heavy and kind of sluggish, but I think that maybe helped me a bit. It didn't, I kind of just had to pace myself and yeah, I'm stoked to come away in the hometown with second.
We're so used to see you battling Cecile. Was it different that she wasn't here this weekend?
I am definitely sad that Cecile is not with us racing, and I definitely hope she's gonna get better soon and be able to be back on the series. But also it was really hard for me to have like this kind of pressure. Everyone was expecting me to do something good, and it was quite difficult to manage this, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it came out.
It looked like you were just in control all day. Was that the case?
Yeah, absolutely. I did manage, I think, the race pretty well. Pacing myself very good. I think helped a lot on the long stages to save some energy for the rest of the race.
To win all of the stages, were you tempted at all to back off for the last stage, or did you just feel comfortable?
Yeah, I just felt comfortable, and I was, when you hold back a little bit too much, sometimes you start to make mistakes.
And so, being as it was the first round, the championship standings reflect the race results, bar an extra dollop of points for Maes and Courdurier in recognition of their Queen Stage victories. Courdurier missed this race 2 years ago and found the redemption she so dearly sought in the form of maximum points. Maes was flawless in Rotorua, and given the defending champ Sam Hill's relatively lacklustre 13th place finish, we'll be feeling pretty good as we head into round 2. GT Factory Racing won the team battle ahead of Rocky Mountain Raceface and Canyon Factory Enduro. The balance of power in that one looks set to provide a thrilling contest as the year unfolds. Mark, first race of 2019 and a great result for GT.
Can't wish for anything better than today, right? Noah got 4th, Wayne got an 8th, I believe, and Martin did okay too, so yeah.
And on a bike with a different size rear wheel as well, that must be a different thing.
Yeah, I accidentally put his trail wheel in the front.
It obviously worked anyway. Mark, well done, and we'll see if you can do it again next weekend.
Okay, I'll put the right wheel in then.
Well, that's it then. Racing is done and dusted from round 1 of the Enduro World Series 2019. And for the first time in a long time, it wasn't the defending champions who came out swinging. Instead, it was Isabeau Courdurier and Martin Maes. Will anybody be able to beat them at round 2? Well, the good news is that you don't have long to wait to find out as we head to Tasmania next weekend. Thanks very much for watching, and goodbye from New Zealand.
So no regrets. I really pushed as hard as I could.
I just decided to go for it.